Welcome back to Showbiz Insider. The 8th edition of Abu Dhabi Art featured exhibitions from 35 galleries. Offering a multidisciplinary experience, it combined an eclectic art fair with a diverse performing arts program. So much going up in the art scene in the capital at the moment. Let's take a look. This year's Abu Dhabi Art was dynamic and eclectic. The boutique fair exhibited giant blades of iron grass, a room full of bananas and a model donkey bearing a Sufi dervish, a diverse showcase with a new vision for the event. So Michelle, now Gateway is the overall umbrella term for the new focus, for the new vision for Abu Dhabi Art. What lies beyond the gate? Take us through some of the highlights of the gallery's walls here first.
So Gateway is our new initiative for this year, and we've been working with the curators Dr. Alexandra Monroe from the Solomon R. Guggenheim Foundation, and also Fabrice Busteau, who's a long-term supporting curator for Abu Dhabi Art. And Fabrice Busteau is his concept and theme for his programming is the idea of rebirth. And so this is reflected in the Gateway exhibition and also in the Beyond, which is where we have large-scale installation pieces which are outside of the booth and across Menara, and we also have one at Warehouse 421.
Beyond brings art to public spaces, large-scale installations such as centerpiece Spaces of Gravity made from galvanized iron.
This installation is the product of collaboration to emerging and very established Ukrainian artists. Their name is Petro Bevze and Oleksiy Litvanenko. The sculpture itself symbolizes the unchangeable process within the nature as it is growing, disappearing, and also it can be related to any kind of the landscapes.
Dubai's The Third Line Gallery presented a satirical sculpture offering lessons on time, progress and history.
This piece is called Molla Nasreddin, the Anti-Modern, by artist collective Slavs and Tatars, who are the Third Line artists. Now this piece actually looks at Molla Nasreddin, the character, who was a character that was created in the early 20th century as a Sufi character. And very, very satirical, kind of like the ambassador of all things funny, but with a great morality at the end of each story. And so this is the best representation of him because he was known as riding his donkey backwards, which is, I guess, the greatest symbol of anti-modernism.
Looking back but moving forward, Rebirth is the group show inspired by cultural references which transmute into the discovery of new forms and shapes. From what I understand, this is about looking back at tradition and bringing that into the now and the sort of new interpretation, the new generation.
Exactly. So Rebirth is all about looking at traditional handicrafts and then how this has been reinterpreted with contemporary art. We have fantastic artwork here by Kader Attia. He's just won a prize recently, and he's looking at how broken pieces, which are often discarded, can then be changed and turned into something beautiful.
And in a statement on perishable goods and the state of humanity, acclaimed Beijing artist Gu Dexin presented his installation of thousands of bananas. Outside, in a beautiful moment of live painting, Wang Dong performed monumental calligraphy.
This is a commentary on two of the hexagrams of the Book of Change. And the two hexagrams of the Book of Change, the most important ones, are these two. And this commentary basically tells how a virtuous man should behave in order to model himself on heaven and earth.
Tell me, what does it actually say? What does each line say? Do you know?
The first line says, "The way of heaven is dynamic. The virtuous man should model himself on heaven in order to constantly improve himself. The way of earth is generous and embracive. The virtuous man should model himself on the ways of earth in order to be supportive and to envelop all things.
Calligraphy in China is the pinnacle of fine art, reflecting sensibilities of the Tao and said to be a rhythmic temple carrying the emotion of the artist, connecting with our local tradition of Arabic calligraphy and the magic of watercolour.
Tell me a little bit about your process, like what drives you to create these beautiful paintings?
Usually I'm become look like crazy when I see the watercolor, and I love it really. And I like to play with it and to do something new by because you know, to reach to the point which you like it, you should make a lot of to get experience, and you should work.
The modern and contemporary halls featured a range of international work, from New York's Layla Heller Gallery to mafia-themed canvases at I Am Gallery. There's so much scope, gallerists really have to look for soul in the work.
Actually, I am very meticulous about who I work with as artists. I like the spiritual side of them. I like them to be like spiritual also, not only, you know, ordinary artists who are not in touch with their spirituality.
So dimensional people.
Yes, yes. And this one in particular, it's the first year that I represent him because of his story. He didn't even want to exhibit his work. He doesn't care about fame or money or whatever.
I believe he's a monk, right?
Yeah, he's a monk, and from a very spiritual, highly spiritual, like masters.
And exploring the spirit of movement, Durabautawaya is a multidisciplinary platform for performing arts, bringing together dance, music and film. The Tahal Theatre is a minimalist quartet of fluid, androgynous dancers, abstract choreography investigating form and trance. And finally, Majlis Fan explores the academia of art in a concept cultural salon. That's with the prestigious Louvre and Guggenheim Abu Dhabi Talking Art series.
Finally, what would you say links all the galleries and all the artists? What links them together to be part of Abu Dhabi Art?
Well, Abu Dhabi Art's really a celebration of art, and it's about connecting with the community and inviting as many people to come as possible to enjoy.
An inspiring schedule of art and cultural engagement. Leading us on to the art of fashion, up next we have leading female design stars.